Did you know that the Four Horsemen of Revelation might already be preparing the world for the final events of human history? If you love God, please give this video a like and hit subscribe. God bless you. Today we will explore the Four Horsemen in a powerful, slow-paced, deeply detailed journey, explaining who these riders are, what they represent, and what role they play in the end times. Take a deep breath. Imagine you are standing beside the Apostle John on the island of Patmos, watching the future unfold before your eyes. Let's begin. The vision opens with a scroll sealed with 7 seals. Each seal, when broken, unleashes a major event that moves the world closer to the final judgment. When the first 4 seals open, 4 riders appear, each on a different horse. Together they create global shaking unlike anything the world has ever seen. The first rider emerges on a white horse. He holds a bow and a crown is given to him. He goes out conquering and to conquer. His appearance seems peaceful, almost noble. But this rider is not Christ. This rider symbolizes deception. He represents false peace, false saviors, and global systems that promise stability but set the world up for collapse. His mission is to prepare humanity for the rise of global deception, where truth becomes blurred and people willingly follow lies, thinking they are following salvation. This rider represents the age of manipulation, misinformation, and spiritual blindness. Nations will crave peace so desperately that they will accept a leader who seems righteous but actually leads them into darkness. The world will cry out for someone to solve chaos, and this rider makes the world ready for that temptation. Then comes the second horse. A fiery red horse storms forward, and its rider is given a great sword. Power is granted to take peace from the earth so that people kill one another. While the first rider brings false peace, the second rider violently breaks whatever peace remains. This is the spirit behind war, conflict, and ethnic division. This rider fuels international hostility, civil unrest, domestic instability, hatred between tribes, nations, and even families. He rides wherever hearts grow cold. He brings conflict not only between nations, but within communities, relationships, and even inside the human mind. The sound of his horse represents the noise of global conflict, the shaking of foundations, the collapse of alliances, and the rise of violence on a scale the world cannot control. This rider prepares the world by making humanity desperate, fearful, and willing to surrender freedom for safety. Then the third horse appears, the black horse. The rider holds a pair of scales, symbolizing the measured weighing of food. A voice cries out saying that a day's wages will buy only a small amount of wheat or barley. This means famine, economic collapse, and worldwide inflation. This rider brings scarcity, food shortages, rising prices, unstable markets, and financial systems trembling under pressure. The wealthy feel discomfort. The poor feel devastation. This rider exposes the fragility of the world's economic systems. Nations that relied on abundance suddenly find themselves unprepared. He brings hunger not only to stomachs, but to nations, governments, and economies. The black horse does not simply represent starvation. It represents imbalance, inequality, and the collapse of economic stability. It reveals the truth. The world cannot sustain itself without the hand of God. And then the fourth horse appears, a pale, sickly, almost greenish horse, the color of decay, sickness, and death. Its rider is named Death, and the grave follows closely behind him. This rider is given power over a fourth of the earth to bring death through sword, famine, plague, and the beasts of the earth. This horseman is the natural result of the first 3. When deception spreads, chaos grows. When war spreads, suffering multiplies. When famine spreads, weakness and sickness take over. The pale horse represents the ultimate cost of rejecting God and following a world system built on lies. Death rides slowly, silently, steadily, not in a sudden burst, but like a creeping shadow covering the land. His arrival marks a massive turning point in human history. The world no longer looks normal. Every structure that once felt strong begins to crumble. Together, these 4 riders create a chain reaction. Deception leads to conflict. Conflict leads to collapse. Collapse leads to death. And through these events, the hearts of people are exposed. Some turn to God with humility. Others harden their hearts even more. The role of the Four Horsemen is not simply judgment, it is revelation. They reveal the truth about humanity. They expose the weakness of nations. They show the fragility of earthly systems. And they prepare the world for the arrival of God's final plan. The white horse shows how easily the world can be misled. The red horse shows how quickly peace can crumble. The black horse shows how fragile the global economy truly is. The pale horse shows the unavoidable reality of human mortality. All four riders serve a purpose: to awaken the world. Many people fear the horsemen, but they serve as warnings. Their arrival is not random. It is precise, purposeful, and allowed by God to shake the world awake before it is too late. Imagine living in a world where trust is fading. Leaders rise promising hope but delivering confusion. Nations argue. Violence increases. Prices rise. Stability collapses. Disease spreads. This is the landscape the horsemen paint. They prepare humanity for a crossroads, a moment where every person must decide whom to follow. Will they cling to the systems of the world? Or will they turn to the only one who offers true hope? The Four Horsemen are not the end. They are the beginning of the end. They set the stage for the rise of global unity under a false leader, the testing of believers, and the final return of Jesus Christ in glory. Their purpose is both judgment and mercy. Judgment because the world has rejected God. Mercy because God gives the world one final chance to wake up. As the horsemen ride, darkness increases. But so does the light for those who follow Christ. God is not distant. He is calling. He is warning. He is preparing his people. While the world is shaken, believers are reminded that their hope is not in kings, economies, or governments. Their hope is in the Lamb who opens the seals. Jesus Christ, the only one worthy to reveal God's final plan. As we reflect on the Four Horsemen, one truth becomes clear. The end times are not about fear. They are about faith. They are about choosing whom you will serve when everything else falls apart. And so I ask you today, if the Four Horsemen began riding across the world, would your heart be ready? If you stand with Christ, believe that he alone brings true peace, true hope, and true salvation, may your faith remain unshaken as God's plan unfolds.